I'm going to put this at the beginning. Just Destiny, I'm letting you know, no one is going to take this sitting down. So even if you try to take down this video, or any more for that fact, I will fucking fight and prove that the shit that you pull is terrible. This is a warning. This video has no right to be taken down for your petty and frankly illegal reasons. I am not afraid to call people out like you on their bullshit. Now, onto the video, shall we? Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Darkness, and I am DarknessStone. Today we have some juicy news, and it's something I can't wait to rip into. Some of you guys may know a channel called Just Destiny. He's close to 2 million subscribers, and his voice is so bland a piece of toast would be jealous and Gordon Ramsay would blow his lungs out saying so.
Where's the lamb sauce?
I subbed to him while he was still on his rise around the time he was at 800k. But now I am proud to not be a subscriber of his. Here is some context to what's going on. This fellow over here. This is Mr. Lieutenant Cobra. He made some tweets towards Destiny calling him out on his thumbnails that talk about children in not really a safe for work fashion. Just looking at these thumbnails makes you want to gag. When Cobra tweeted that, Destiny said that Cobra was just salty and only hating on him to get views and subs because he was a small channel. Basically calling his point mute. And I will get into that later. He says that even though he was being presented with proof, I would love to go into screenshots and the tweets myself, but Destiny decided to push out in private his Twitter. Which I'm surprised he would do with a channel so large and a YouTuber who claims who wants to connect with his fans. Well, it won't be the first time he's a hypocrite. We'll get into that later though. So, he blocked Cobra without even one counter argument, which doesn't look good on his end at all. Not to mention the time he scammed someone for using visual effects and did not credit them because their channel was too small. Now, here's where the drama comes in. Lieutenant Cobra. Since his tweets weren't actually paid attention to by Just Destiny, he made a video bringing all of this stuff to light, stating his opinions on the state of Just Destiny's channel, giving him criticism, and his cheap way of getting views, which I also called out MatPat for, but in a different format. And what Cobra get for calling this out? Just Destiny claimed his video and caused Lieutenant Cobra to have to delete his video and have a strike on his channel. Just because he didn't like what Cobra had to say. This is where I get angry. We'll have to go back to the beginning and I will cover each point. First, Cobra called him out for the thumbnails and what he said about it. Destiny first claimed it as a joke even though it was a valid criticism, then deleted his tweet which was some laughing crying emojis. If this situation couldn't get any more cancerous. He then deleted the tweet, and Cobra responded and showed evidence, and even though it had a nasty tone. As a commentary channel, you should be careful how you do that, Cobra. Trust me. After that, Destiny called him a chaser, and how he was hating on him only because Cobra was a small channel, trying to prove his point mute. That is something I don't get and infuriates me. Just because a channel is small, and hell of a lot smaller than you, does not make any point they make less true or less critically correct. I don't know where that comes from, but what I've learned from bigger YouTube creators and having my twin brother, that mentality comes from thinking you are better off than the person giving the criticism. And you're saying just because they're small, their points are completely mute, and that you shouldn't listen? That is a fucking stupid reason, and I don't get why people do it. It's just disgusting and makes you look like an asshole that has been used for a leisurely stroll through bumfuck street. Now your thumbnails, Destiny. I have to admit that most of them are the standard reaction commentary affair. Honestly, your channel is reminding me of a more and more stale-voiced, morally corrupt, and less talented pyrocynical. The thumbnails Cobra's called out have all the right to be criticized for what you put on them, and the way you portray them. Putting legal-age girls in the thumbnail in sexualized positions. The way you put them in the thumbnails is almost borderline child porn. Dude, you are 20. You are my age. You should be able to tell that what you're putting in your thumbnail is wrong. And before you try to bring up Cobra's jokes in his video, he's underage. He can make those kind of jokes even if they're untasteful. But again, your thumbnails. They're disgusting. And you should change them as soon as possible. And blocking people on Twitter who go up against you like that and criticizing your style when it comes to your thumbnails is pretty fucking petty. like Cobra said you were, and like how you were when you claimed his video. Now, another claim towards Destiny is not paying and shouting out a visual artist who did stuff for him, which is really insulting. As an opposing example, please look at my profile picture on this channel. I did not draw that. My friend Sky drew that, and I gave her credit. You know why? It's fucking common decency. She made it to me as fan art when I made MatPat's video, and I ripped him a new one. I made sure to credit her properly, because again, it is now the official art for the channel. It doesn't matter who made it, you should credit it. And just because they're a smaller channel does not mean you don't have to. Now to the big problem that caused me to jump on this ride of a big channel versus small channel in the first place. The takedown of Cobra's video for putting a strike on his channel. This has royally pissed me off as another YouTuber. It's also reminding the fucking fur fun and Dallas review shit that happened in the Spanish YouTube community. You made a false copyright strike that can end up getting your channel deleted because someone said something you don't like. Cobra has 2.7k subs at the time of writing this and recording this. And I will admit, he's not the holy grail of content creators. He's like if Memeless took a puff of helium. Hell, his videos are very similar to Memeless's. But he tries his best to make his content original and throw in jokes and such. And if he didn't get a strike from you, I'm sure he would keep growing at a good rate, because you know strikes has bad consequences on channels. That causes them not to get it recommended as often. But he made extremely critical points towards you and published a false copyright claim against him, with less than 5% of any of your videos having any sort of footage from your channel on that video. And he has the right to criticize you and what you do on your channel. Just because you're big doesn't mean you're immune to criticism. I'm calling you out on your bullshit. If this gets to YouTube, you will be lucky if your channel doesn't get deleted. That's not a joke or a threat, because I believe I have to clear that up with you, or else you might hit the clean video faster than a charger and Left 4 Dead has a wank. It's literally something YouTube can do to you if you falsely flag someone's content. And if you claim this video, I'll be sure to get anyone I can to listen to and show this video to, because both me and Cobra have our videos backed up. I don't get why you would falsely claim this video besides just not liking what he's saying. Because everything he said was transformative and protected under copyright law. And plus, you're the one doing the things in the first place. If you don't like what he says, change it. How would you like it if someone falsely claimed one of your videos and give you a strike on your channel? It would stunt your growth and be a stain on your channel for months, which Destiny is currently doing to Cobra. And it's basically using his size as a weapon. This is the shit you do if you're not a sincere content creator. I would expect something like this from people like Ricegum and Extreme Gamers once they run out of popularity. But Destiny is literally putting them on a proverbial high horse here. How does that make you feel, Destiny, that the scum of YouTube is you're making them look good? I got to talk to Cobra, and this is what he had to say. I asked if he had any words for Destiny. He said that Destiny is being a cunt. I don't like using that word, but that's what he said. And his videos were safe under fair use. He also said when I asked if he had any advice for Destiny, he said that Destiny should quit YouTube. I understand that, because if you can't handle the fucking criticism, get off the fucking website. Honestly, Destiny, you're acting as scummy as you can, and you are now going into full defense mode and pussing out because you do not know how to handle the backlash. And it's honestly making me sad that you have such a big audience base. You're literally becoming the scumbag of the YouTube community, and you may one day be the butt of the joke. Can we copy strike Destiny? And guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Go check out Cobra. And